You are live on Lunch Break Live. Tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Hannah LeBrun, fierce female radiance coach, two-time natural bikini bodybuilding pro, and author of Vegan Recipes for Success.
And Vegan Recipes for Success is available on Amazon. There is her book. You can have a paperback delivered to you. You can also get it on Kindle. And today you are making what? Let's get cooking.
We're making a vegan chocolate cake in a mug.
In a mug, so you don't eat too much chocolate cake because you've got one mug or cup, which is fantastic because my problem is, you know, if the cake's there, I'll eat it. So if you just have vegan chocolate cake in a mug, you're just going to eat one. All right, let's get cooking.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much. We're going to start with, we're going to make one double batch for the microwave. And then we're going to make one for the oven. And that way, for those without microwaves, you can have those two options.
Okay.
So we're going to start with some flour. Just about 4 tablespoons is good.
4 tablespoons of just plain old flour.
And we're going to double that for this recipe in this mug.
So when you say double it, that's because it's a bigger mug?
Right.
So if you have a really big mug, this is our Coco Bella Creamery cup, and I said, why don't we use this cup? Nice vegan ice cream parlor in Hollywood. So she's doubling up the recipe. So instead of 4, what was it now?
4 tablespoons of flour.
So it's now 8 tablespoons because it's a big mug. All right.
Yes. And then we have our vegan sugar.
Okay.
So this is vegan cane sugar, Moringa brand.
Yes, and I use that as well. And people don't know while you're putting that sugar in that sugar is often dried on animal bones.
Right.
So we don't want to use regular sugar. We want to use sugar that is dried in a vegan fashion. And you can get that even at Ralph's. I've gotten vegan sugar. Okay, what's next?
Then we have our cocoa.
Okay, let's see. What kind of cocoa do you have here? Oh, Kroger. Okay, great.
That's our normal Kroger brand.
Yeah, and so, you know, a lot of products are what I would call accidentally vegan. It doesn't say vegan all over it, but it's just cocoa, and it's vegan. So there you go. We put a couple in there.
Right, so we have 1 tablespoon.
So this is for the oven, right? And this is for the microwave.
Right.
This one takes like 1.5 minutes. That one takes 15 minutes. And because this one's smaller, you're using half the ingredients, not all of them. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, now, what's next?
So if, pretty much if you want to share or if you're in a really bad mood, I would make the double batch.
All right.
So then we have about a heaping tablespoon of peanut butter.
Okay, right there. Okay, peanut butter.
We'll do that
Very
twice.
simple ingredients. So again, in this Coco Bella cup, we're doubling up the recipe. That's going into the microwave. And some people just don't like to use microwave, so you can do it in the oven. We're doing it both ways. All right. And while this is cooking in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to hear all about your bodybuilding career and what you're doing now, which is very, very exciting. And Judith Allen says, hello from rainy South Florida. I love mug cakes.
Hi.
Good day for that here. All right, what's next, Hannah?
All right, ½ teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay, let's see that. Because, you know, a lot of people, like, I'm not a baker. I don't even know how to get baking powder. But you just go to the store and get a can that says baking powder. Okay, so ½ teaspoon. ½ teaspoon there. And then here is a whole teaspoon. Okay.
Right.
All right. So this is the double recipe. Okay, very simple so far.
You can also use baking soda.
Oh, you can use baking soda as well. Okay.
There's a lot of substitutions you can do for this recipe. So.
All right.
I don't want to overwhelm you. So
no, it's all right.
We'll focus on a few.
Yes.
Next we have vanilla.
Okay, vanilla. That's pretty simple. What do you put?
So ½ teaspoon, same thing.
Okay. And remember, this is going to be on Jane Unchained website. The recipe will be appearing in about a day. It takes us about a day to get all the elements, like the photos and the recipe, and post it. And again, if you want to get Hannah's book, it's right here on Amazon. It's called Vegan Recipes for Success. You can get the Kindle version, or you can have a paperback delivered to your door. And she is a 2-time bikini champion bodybuilder. So we're going to hear all about that while the mug pie is baking. Now what?
Now just a pinch of salt. So
okay. Pinch.
Bigger pinch.
Pinch. Bigger pinch, smaller pinch. Okay.
And then we're ready for the milk.
Okay,
so you stir this a little.
Oh, you stir it up. Okay, so that I was wondering, how does this all come together? So this stirs, very simple. There's not a lot of complexity to this. Anybody could do it. I mean, you could do it in a dorm room. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so now you put in
the milk.
Debbie wants to know, is the vanilla alcohol free? I don't think it is, but it doesn't matter because it will cook off. So, for example, I don't drink alcohol. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'll be 24 years sober, knock on wood, April 1st. But if it's cooked, if it's going in and being cooked as part of baking, then it cooks off. So it's it ends up being alcohol free. But you can get alcohol free vanilla, which I use all the time if I'm doing like a smoothie that's not going to cook. Okay, go ahead.
So then we have about 4.5 tablespoons of milk.
Okay, and when you say milk, you're not talking cow's milk.
No.
Okay, tell me what you're talking here.
This is gonna be our vanilla almond milk.
Okay.
And
all right.
A little bit
you
extra.
got a little splasheroonie there, so we'll.
Messy.
Okay, so how much do you put in?
So about 4 tablespoons
per
serving.
Okay, just really tablespoons. That's why. See, I never do anything. I always just pour things in, and that's why things burn and things explode, because I don't measure. I don't measure. So Molly Kogan says, Austin misses you, Hannah. Love your recipes and glad you can share them with even more people. Ooh, who's Austin?
That's where I'm from. So.
Oh, Austin is a place.
Yes.
You're from Austin, Texas.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And you know, it's so funny because I do work a lot with vegans in Texas, the Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, which is moving to near Austin, hopefully soon. And you don't have a Texas accent at all, though.
Not really.
I mean, how did you miss that?
Well, in the city, we don't, a lot of us who are from the city, we don't have thick accents.
All right, so you're just mixing all that up.
Yeah.
And why don't we mix that one first and get that one in the oven, because we're going to have to let that bake for 15 minutes. Then we're going to hear your amazing story of how you're a 2-time bikini pro bodybuilder. And here she is on the cover of her book, Vegan Recipes for Success. Over 50 delicious recipes. There you go. That's my computer for you. Over 50 delicious recipes for success. And so I want to hear how you went from Texas to why you went vegan and how you became a bodybuilder. But first, we're going to put that in the... Oh, hold on! The most important of all.
Let's snuck it up.
Okay, so here's one thing that you should know, is that you can get vegan chocolate chips at Kroger. At Ralph's, rather. And that's Simple Truth Organic. So a lot of these mainstream companies are embracing vegan options, and Simple Truth Organic is one of the big ones that's embracing a lot of vegan options. So there you go. Right at Ralph's, you can get a vegan chocolate chip. So what are you doing now?
So now I love chocolate, so I just kind of put as much as I want.
Okay, so you just pour a lot of chocolate chips.
As much as you like. Yeah.
Now, if you're just joining us, we are making chocolate cake in a mug, okay? And so for those who feel, like myself, that I might eat too much chocolate cake, if you cook it in a cup or a mug, you're limited to that 1 cup, right?
Yeah.
Is this part of your strategy as a professional bodybuilder?
Yes, so when I started bodybuilding, I got really creative on how I could still have some satisfying, healthy, sweet treats even during prep. So this is kind of what sparked my experimentation in the kitchen with 1-serving recipes. Yeah,
because you've got to train, obviously, for bodybuilding. You can't be eating a lot of chocolate cake, right. But you didn't want to be in a deprivation mode. Right. Okay, hold on now. You're moving very quickly. Let me go here, and we're going to put the chocolate cake now in the oven. Yep. And so there's that, and that one takes about 15 minutes. And what are we at? 50? We're at 350. So we're at 350, and we're going to do that for 15 minutes. We should check it, because this stove, oven and the top stove just cooks very, very rapidly.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to do the other one, which is the double size version in the Cocoa Bella Creamery cup. That happens to be my favorite vegan ice cream store in Hollywood.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Okay, so we're going to put that in the microwave.
Yes.
And this is fascinating. I had no idea. Apparently a lot of people know about this cake in a cup business. I'd never heard a word. Now, is it 1.5 minutes?
Let's do 2.
2 minutes. Okay, so if you hit the 30 seconds 4 times, we're going to get 2 minutes there. So 1:30 and then 2. And there we go. So 2 minutes is going to be the microwave. And so now while this is microwaving up and it is also in the oven, tell us your story. You're born in Austin, Texas, and you grew up in Austin, Texas. You became a professional bikini bodybuilder, and now you have your own business. But tell us your journey.
Right, so I was actually born in Japan.
Oh my God, sorry.
But no, it's fine. I grew up in Austin for pretty much my whole life and got into bodybuilding a few years ago. I was doing Gold's Fit, which is like CrossFit, and just kind of wanted to go to the next level. So I entered my first competition. I had Chrissy Carvalho as my coach, and I won my first one, and I went pro in that show for the Naturally Fit Federation. And I wanted to continue in the sport. So I did my next show for the Mavs Make a Vet Sweat Charity Classic in Dallas, and I also won that show.
Wow, impressive. Now, when did you go vegan, and how did that work into the whole fitness?
I actually went vegan about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I went vegan after watching Forks Over Knives and being vegetarian for 13 years. And at my heart, I always wanted to be vegan, but I felt I had these limiting beliefs that I couldn't cut dairy or eggs until I learned about all the health benefits. And overnight I switched. I was ready to transform my health.
And so many athletes are going 100% vegan. There's a film that's coming out very soon called Game Changers that features vegan athletes around the world. You've got 14 seconds. And from bodybuilders, the world's strongest man in Germany is vegan, NFL team players, all sorts of soccer players. In fact, we just met a vegan professional soccer player yesterday. All right, let's see. I'm very curious. Pull it out and let's just put...
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, great. Now, I told you that we need you to take a... Oh, okay, so there it is. Woo, vegan chocolate cake in a cup. Look at that. How fantastic. Oh, wow. Super, super, like, I honestly, I'll confess, I had my doubts. I was like, cake in a cup? What's she talking about? But you did it, and it looks actually fantastic. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to come around here and take the camera, and I'm going to do the taste test.
Awesome.
So come on around. All right, we are here live with the author of
Vegan Recipes for Success.
Vegan Recipes for Success. Stay right here, you'll have the best. And singing is one of my most annoying traits. Okay, so here it is. It's a cup of a cake. And the whole point of this cake is it was designed by the woman who's now holding the camera, Hannah LeBrun, which I found is French, but she was born in Japan and grew up in Texas. Very interesting. Anyway, so now we're going to try this, and this was something that she developed because she was a professional bodybuilder and still wanted to have a treat and have some chocolate and have some sweets, but not eat too much of it. So if she just made it in a cup, then she wouldn't be doing what I do, which is going back to the refrigerator at 4 in the morning and having just another little slice. Okay, here we go. Wow.
Like
this is really good.
Yay.
And it's got the peanut butter.
Yeah.
So you mixed in the peanut butter and the chocolate chips and the almond butter and all of that. Very, very yummy, yummy, yummy. And I could see, and the other thing is you get to have a warm cake. Now, resist the temptation to make it a la mode. Okay? Resist the temptation to put a lot of, well, there is vegan whipped cream. You could put vegan whipped cream on it. Have you ever thought about that when you're feeling weak, tempted?
Oh yeah. I like to make, you can make whipped cream from just full fat coconut milk in cans.
What?
Super quick.
How?
You just put it in the fridge, take off the top that's chilled, whip it up with a whisk, and you can add a little stevia or sweetener of choice and a little vanilla, and you have whipped cream right there.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious.
Oh my God, that's extraordinary. Well, we're waiting a few minutes, right? We have what? 10 minutes, right? Before, guess what? I'm going to challenge you.
Oh.
This is so good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yum, yum. All right, hold on. I'm going to grab this. Just so happens.
Snap.
Just so happens.
Perfect.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab a can opener. All right. I'm going
It was meant to be.
It looks like somebody tried to open this and then gave up. So hopefully it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Oh.
Wait a second. Hold on. Now, does it have to be refrigerated? Because I do have... Okay, one of my favorite things, honestly, is this. This is Cara Creme de Coco. It's in a box, so I love it because it's not like you're using a whole can or plastic or whatever. And also, because it's tiny, it really prevents you from having too much of this if you're making a smoothie. Like, I'll use half for a smoothie and then another half for another smoothie. So this is good till January 2020. So nice. It's good. So that was kind of funny. That's the first time I've ever opened anything on Lunch Break Live that was molded. But there's a first time for everything.
We're all
okay. Should we test it out and see if we can do your
yeah, if you have a steel bowl and we can
I do.
Cool it with some ice.
Okay, so here's that.
That'll help.
So what we're gonna do is grab a steel bowl. Okay, hold on. Steel bowl. You can't use a glass bowl?
We could try glass.
Okay, a glass bowl is right here. Let's just see how far we get. This is a fun contest. So I'm gonna grab this from you. And so there you go. Let's see what happens. We've just been, we're challenging Hannah. We're challenging Hannah, who is an amazing chef and the author of Vegan Recipes for Success, which is a fantastic cookbook that's available on Amazon. And she mentioned while she's cooking the chocolate cake in a cup that, you could whip up, whipped cream. And so now she's whipping up some whipped cream, and this is a challenge. And somebody said, Sue Tilly said, good challenge. Just whipping it up. Now, would you want to put that in a bullet or a blender, or you think this is the way to whip it up?
A bullet might work. The temperature is what I'm thinking it might need to be chilled. It might need to be chilled.
So if you want, but I can see it thickening already, you take this and you chill it in the fridge, and then that would make it, look, Sue from Oxford, United Kingdom is watching. This is great, yay! And what's the name of the book again? Heather wants to know.
Vegan Recipes for Success.
Vegan Recipes for Success. It's on Amazon. You can order it. And now, while you're whipping this up, will you tell us about your new project, because you have a new business called Hermosa Life, and tell us what you're doing with that.
So I help women on the unconscious level let go of the limiting beliefs and blocks that are keeping them from expressing their most radiant selves and confidently creating their dream business or dream life.
Wow, interesting. So let me ask you this question. How old are you and how did you get all this wisdom at your age?
I actually turned 28 on Saturday.
Wow, so you turned 28. What gave you honestly, that's quite a lot of confidence that you have, that you're able to help people help women in particular express their radiance. And we met at a Vegan Lady Boss meeting.
Yes.
And Vegan Lady Boss is a new networking group for vegan professional women. If you don't have one in your area, you can start it. Be careful with that. Want to make sure you use the mitts and the, but you can start a Vegan Lady Boss of your own. Let's say you're in Texas and there's not one in your town. You can start a Vegan Lady Boss meeting. And basically it's professional women who come together who are vegan, and they trade ideas about, now one thing I think, is it done or not yet?
A little more time.
A little more time. And we may want to just, we may want to use a towel or one of those blue napkins to just at the very end, Hannah, just pretty the edges up a little bit, or a knife.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we'll do that. Once again, we're here live with Hannah LeBrun, who is a 2-time bikini pro bodybuilding champion. And now at the tender age of 28, you're starting your own business, which is Hermosa Life. And that Hermosa in Spanish means like beautiful. So,
because your life should be beautiful.
Yeah. And how did you gain this wisdom?
So I actually was really struggling about a year ago with my self-image, my self-worth, and I was doing a lot of things in my business because I thought I had to, and it was really making me suffer until I found my coach, and I went through her training on the most powerful neurological techniques that I've ever come across, and within days I was able to let go of my binge eating, my self-sabotaging habits, and all of these fears and blocks that were keeping me from ultimate success.
Wow. Well, let me just break in and say, Too Silly says, Sue Tilly, not Too Silly. Sue Tilly says, great idea. Vegan Lady Boss, that's what it's called? I'm a human resources manager in the UK. Sue, you would be perfect to start Vegan Lady Boss. And there's probably one in London. If not, start it in London. If you're in another part of the United Kingdom, start it there. I went to a meeting. We're here in Marina Del Rey, and it was in Marina Del Rey. And that Hannah and about, I'd say, a dozen other incredible women, all with amazing stories to tell, all vegan, were meeting and networking. And everybody said, you know, one of the things we said was, how can we help the others? So everybody went around the room, and I said, the way you can help me is by coming and being on Jane Unshane's Lunch Break Live show. So guess what? Here we are literally 3 days later, and we have somebody from Vegan Lady Boss on our Lunch Break Live show. And this is how we get new talent in. And Vegan Lady Boss is a very, very exciting. Okay, so now will you cut that edge off, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, so here. Yeah, we'll just do a little cutting of the edge to make it pretty, and then we're actually going to take photos of that. So that has to be, if you could get a knife back there, I think that might probably the best way to do it. So I'm very interested in this neurological approach that you're describing. As you cut that, tell me, what does that mean?
So utilizing different techniques, NLP, time-line therapy, hypnosis, we remove subconscious blocks that are deep ingrained in our unconscious mind that's keeping us from doing the things that we really desire to do or making progress in our goals. Well,
and it worked for you.
Yes.
Wow. So you went to somebody who did this program with you, and now you're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to continue to whisk for a second while you pretty that up, and then what we're going to do is see if this is actually going to be vegan whipped cream. Now, admittedly, we did this on the fly, and what Hannah says is that it's got to be colder. So, but you can already see that it's kind of frothing up. So that's good. Look at that. That's kind of whipped creamy. So you just take some, where's that little box? Here it is. You could take this cream de cocoa and you put it in a bowl. Hopefully it's cold first. That will really help it froth up and thicken up. And then you just whisk, whisk, whisk. You can put some sugar And we always recommend using vegan sugar, which is not dried in animal bones. The cane sugar is not dried in animal bones. And then you will froth that up and have some vegan whipped cream to put on top. Perhaps what we should do is just throw that in the refrigerator. And then if we do that, it'll come back out as frothy. So, okay, I'm going to just take a picture of this real quick.
Yeah.
Just put it up here, and we'll turn it around this way. There it is. There is your cake in a cup. And yes, Shirley Wolf says it has to be cold. So we got the idea, though. We got the idea, and that's honestly the first time on Lunch Break Live that I've ever challenged somebody to do a recipe that they weren't planning to do. I think you did very well because you proved that if this were cold, that it would work.
Yes.
And what I think is very funny is that the first can I took out had been partially open and was moldy. So that was another first for Lunch Break Live. Okay, so tell us why you liked Vegan Lady Boss and how people can get involved. There's a Facebook page, right?
Yes. So you can join the Facebook group for whatever location you're in. And if it's not there yet, you can start one yourself. And I really love the community and the fact that we support one another, we lift each other up, and it's a great place to collaborate and just get support when you're, grinding away and hustling for those huge goals you have.
Yeah, and so apparently if you go to Vegan Lady Boss on the Facebook page, you can arrange to get all the literature sent to you that tells you exactly how to start it up. The funny part is I thought that there was only one Vegan Lady Boss, and I was like, who's this Vegan Lady Boss? So I went to a meeting to find out, and then I found out it was a networking group that could exist anywhere on the planet, and any vegan woman who's a professional woman on some level can be a vegan lady. If you're a mom, you can be a Vegan Lady Boss. If you're, a student, you can be a Vegan Lady Boss. Mm-hmm. So somebody said, type it in. We can't type right now, but it's literally Vegan Lady, LADYBOSS. And you put that in Facebook, and that should come up.
Yep.
All right. Any final thoughts? Amazing 28-year-old author of
Vegan Recipes for Success.
Wow. And you are also the owner of
Hermosa Life.
And so if somebody were interested, let's say somebody's watching and they're like, you know what, I'm in crisis in my life, I need to change. How do they get in touch with you?
They can email me, hannah@hermosalife.com, or they can find me through Instagram, Hermosa Life by Hannah, Facebook, same thing, Hermosa Life by Hannah.
Have you helped people?
Have I helped people? Yes. I've helped people transform their relationship with their health, their food, and able to conquer the goals that they've always been dreaming to set out to do.
Wow, well, I think that's incredible. Hannah LeBrun. I would give you a hand, but both of my hands are holding this stabilizer. It's so great to have you on Lunch Break Live, and it's so great to be a part of Vegan Lady Boss, and I urge all women out there, check it out. We need to support each other, right?
Yes.
We vegan women need to support each other, and Vegan Lady Boss is a very fun way. It's basically a party. It's a potluck. People bring a lot of vegan food.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And then you go around the room, you share what your goals are, what victories you've had, what needs you have, and you collaborate. And this is an example. I wouldn't have been able to interview Hannah if I hadn't gone to Vegan Lady Boss. I wouldn't have known about her. And now with the vegan movement exploding, it's not like, well, it's the same 12 people over and over again. There are literally tens of thousands of vegans that I don't know. When I went vegan 22 years ago, I'd walk into a vegan restaurant, it was empty, and I knew everybody, including the waiter and the manager. Now I can't get a table at a vegan restaurant, and there's hundreds to choose from, and we are profiling new vegan recipes and restaurants every day. So because there are so many, that's another important reason to start Vegan Lady Boss. Thank you.
Go vegan.
Go vegan!
Did you get this?
Oh yeah, go vegan! What does it say? Vegan! And I've got one just like that. Thank you, Hannah LeBrun.
Thank you.
Bye!